Hey, Lori here. This is my series on how to make it look so easy. 10-3-25. Believe in a higher power, and you are an integral extension of that power, and you are good enough. Be kind, be honest in your dealings. Come from the heart, but also discernment. Love yourself fiercely and build boundaries. Just remember to make space for others too. People just want to be seen. So open your eyes and see. A Voice in the Dark production with Lori Elliot. We are enough. We are sovereign beings. We do not consent to the blatant war against the people's basic rights. We are star children. We count. No. That's the basics there. But the thing is, and this is what we all need to see, we all have pain that we're hiding. We all have insecurities that we're hiding. And we hide them behind foolishness or booze, alcohol, or actually anything. Food, cooking, recipes, whatever. The thing is that there's a lot of things we haven't dealt with when we find ourselves behind anyone who would blatantly and with a very ugly tone and ugliness, racist, and a whole plethora of other things, but we'll just say criminal. When you got a bunch of criminals thinking that they're going to tell you what to do and how you're going to behave and that you have no value, and you put your hat in with that one, there's something wrong. So you need to take a look in your mirror and ask yourself, what is it that makes me want to do this? What is it in me that is missing something? What am I missing about myself? Learn. It takes time, but now's the time to do it, because it's important for each of us to do it and to look at facts. And but when we are violating the laws of land and we are violating our human rights and our values, who we are, what we are, and we're allowing a government to try to slam dunk us into a position of nothingness, I think we need to look at that and look at ourselves very clearly on why we would allow that or act like it's okay. There's something wrong and it needs looked at. But you need to learn to meditate. You need to realize that you are all connected to the finest mind in the universe, which is Source, God, Goddess, all it is. And we have a direct link. It's inside of us. That's what Jesus came to teach us. And if you want Jesus to come back, then look in the mirror and say, I'm ready for you to come forward in me. How does that work? And you have to meditate. Jesus said when he talked to God, he meditated. He prayed. And when he listened to God, he meditated. So you got to meditate. And then I've got a video on there. You can meditate to that. It teaches you how to do it. And then I take you through a short one. But it's just practicing, really. Focusing your 5 senses on something and deep breathing. We're at a part in our history which could go one of two ways right now. Or maybe even 3. Or I'd like to think of the human capabilities are limitless, and we could expand into new horizons and to new futures and pull in new ideas and a new way of living if we only dare become what we truly are, and that's the gods of the universe. And this is like a playground for us, but we've been taught different, and it has become a trap, a negative trap, but we can overcome it and we can override it, each one of us, one at a time. And it's worth it, because then the human experience becomes something more profound and unlimited. I mean, the possibilities are limitless. So what do you say? That's what we work towards right now. This is all imploding on itself, the whole world, that all the negativity is imploding in on itself. It has to come out. The truth has to come out. You have to listen for the truth, and you have to believe it. You'll know if you listen with your gut, not your head or your neighbor. Listen to your stomach. Listen to your gut feeling. And meditate, because that'll help you get a clarity in your head. And it's just 10 or 15 minutes twice a day. Just deep breathe. And anytime you can get outside and get your feet on the ground, if you have to wear socks, wear socks. But if you can get your bare foot on the grass, on the dirt, and walk for a few minutes, that will help ground your body and get your energy field well balanced, so that you can get clarity. We are souls that are surrounding a body and in it. But we are bigger than these bodies. We are bigger than our brains. We are bigger than, the average house, actually, if we let ourselves be. We are brilliant, golden light beings from heaven. We didn't fall down. Well, we fell down, but it wasn't deliberately. It was an accident. And we forgot who we were. And now it's time to remember. The deal here was supposed to be that they were supposed to help us. They built a body for us, a form. The Anunnaki did, because they're wonderful geneticists. But the thing is that eventually, through time, something happened, and we were infiltrated by another species. And they thrive on our energy, but they prefer it in the negative. And if they keep us negative, then we stay down on the the frequency for 3D, when we really should be in 5D. And that's where we were creating Atlantis, Lemuria. But we knew all kinds of beautiful, wonderful frequency and light and crystal magic. I call it magic, but it wasn't. It was really a science. But we had beautiful world, beautiful, and we took care of the earth, and she took care of us. We respected her, and she respected us. We could hold water back. We could hold wind. We could do anything, and we are the power here. They had an accord with the Anunnaki. The original accord stated that, yes, they were allowed to rule us. However, we were to know what they were doing, and we had a right to say we do not consent. And the whole thing is for them to let us grow, help us grow, so that we could remember who we were. And they did create religions to help us try to remember. But they started using it for control instead when we were infiltrated by this other species. Now, I know that you don't like talking about aliens and all that, but they're real and it's true and it's a true story. And our history shows more and more of it once we dig deep enough. Um, so this isn't a secret anymore. And we're light beings. We're not even physical, really. But we needed a physical form in this 3D because we needed something that would house our powerful spirits. So start getting to know yourself. Stop beating yourselves up. Stop feeling not good enough. Start seeing yourselves as that beautiful spark of consciousness from God, Goddess, all it is, from Spirit. I prefer to call it God. But I met the Goddess. When I went to meet God, I met the Goddess. So really, it's Goddess and God, if you want to get really particular about it. That's one of the reasons they also wiped out the feminine, because she was the God that created the physical realities. It's a long story, and I'm not going to go into it, but the whole thing is that even Jesus, when he came here, he wanted to tell you, you are a spark of life. You are a spark of consciousness of God itself, source. You, me, all of us. So stop being so hard on yourselves, because God knew when you came down here you were going to make mistakes. He knew you were going to explore. We're curious beings. We wanted to see what was being created. So it's okay. It's okay. And these things happen in the universe where other species show up and, they get entangled with, that world. It happens, but we have the power here to say no. And it's time to say no. Because it's time for us to find out who we really are. And to do that, we need more freedom, and we need our basic rights taken care of easily for everyone. And right now there's a big war against our human rights, basic 30 human rights. And so that is important to fight for, whether you like it or not. And yes, no government's perfect. But democracy in the United States of America was a pretty good one. And it still is, if we get it back into good checks and balances, and not have somebody totally rape it and strip it from being at all. We don't need an authoritarian. We don't need another dictator in the world. What we need is more involvement from the people, better involvement. We need our 30 basic rights taken care of for all people. And we have to maybe start doing things differently. I agree. But we're not going to let the wealthy just keep getting wealthier and us keep getting poorer. That won't happen. That we can't allow. Because we are just as valuable as them, if not more so. We're the ones with original thought. They are not. They're more like computers. They've taken data and used it. That was all done by somebody else. So never doubt your value. Never doubt your abilities. Never doubt that you are just as brilliant as Source is. Because Source has set you up with a permanent heaven within you and all knowledge within you. Start using it. Get to know yourself. Get to know your true self, your soul, spirit, whatever you want to call it. And don't listen to the New Agers. Don't let anybody confuse you out there, because they've done the same thing they did with religion. They're trying to use it for control too. Just meditate. Get to know yourself. Meditate. Get to know your pains and be honest with yourself with them and sit with them. They just want to be acknowledged. But we are taught to bury our pain and our embarrassments and our shame and our fears and all that, and made to feel bad about it. You don't have to feel bad about it. It happened. Now look at it and look at it and see how it happened and learn something from it and tell your younger self that, hey, you didn't know any better then. You did the best you could. You're okay. I love you anyway. And we've learned something from it. So we won't do that again. It's that simple. Stop being so hard on yourselves. Because we're at the precipice of something so major that the universe has never seen before. We are graduating and remembering and awakening. And the whole planet is. And it will separate from the negative people who just can't get their heart in it anymore to the ones that have heart. And your heart doesn't mean that you're always perfect. Your heart just means that you love fiercely all life and you do the best you can. And you got to start with yourself. So get busy loving yourselves. And ignore the dog and pony show in the circus. It's all imploding. It will manage to implode on itself nicely. And we will be in a new world, creating something new. A new democracy, at least in this country. And it'll be better. Because we've learned we don't want anybody to be able to come in and take over like that, because that's against all our constitutional rights. It's actually treason, but, we'll let that go. We don't know how they're going to treat it. But anyway, love yourselves because you're worth it. And the world needs you. I need you. We all need you. Everybody's needed right now. And you'll always be needed. Because there's always something that comes up naturally, that we're all going to have to deal with. So, the big thing here is that we can't afford to be divided. And the less we're divided, the more we're united. And what we're looking at is the 30 basic needs of every human's rights. And I've put plenty of videos up on that. And you can always look it up online with the United Nations. And it's a shame that we had to write it out in black and white and crayon because, half the world didn't care. Most of the world didn't care. And we are seeing this again, trying to take hold in this country. They want to go back to kings and wealthy and the poor. And tell us how we're going to live and how we're going to breathe and how we're going to, be healthy, even though they've been trying to kill us for 30 years. So I say we stand up and demand that we have non-toxic food, number one. Healthy food again, water and land and air. And, if they're going to get picky on us like this, that we need to get picky with them. Otherwise, they're going to pay the damn hospital bills because it's their fault. I'm tired of the wealthy not wanting to take responsibility for their fucking messes. So, let's get together. Let's unite. And I think the whole world should. Because I think it's our time. The people's time. It's our land. And it's our backbone. And it's our brilliance. Because they don't have original thought. They're not capable. Don't let them fool you. All they got is money. That's it. They don't have anything else to fall back on. Just their money. And after a while, even money, who cares? So, it's probably time that we all start looking at how some of the possibilities of changing how we live in communities, and get with our local government and our state governments and tell them, hey, I think it's time we start taking charge of our own electric and water and none of this big conglomerate crap. Because, face it, they don't give a shit about us, and they can turn it off or do this or jack it up. They jacked up all the prices of housing because they took over and had these infamous rental companies that took over rent, even renting for, the little guys that were renting their houses and apartments and stuff, and it was affordable. And they jacked the prices up because they knew they were going to get paid, because they knew that there would be a COVID outbreak. They knew all this was pre-planned. And whether you like it or not, it was. And we've been jerked around over and over throughout history. And I think it's time that we tell them enough is enough. But it starts with each one of us healing ourselves, and then looking at everything with clear eyes and clarity, and forgiving ourselves and moving on and finding unity for all life. Greater good of all. Although right now, today, I probably want to leave the wealthy and oligarchy, whatever you want to call them, out of the equation. And any religion that wants to shove their religion down my throat, they can keep it. And I love God immensely, and Goddess. All it is, a source. And I love Jesus, but I love him as my brother and my equal. And you should too. But you got to get to know yourself first. Then you'll know Jesus. Then you'll know God and the Goddess. So, wake up. It's time. It's time to remember who you are. And let's get there quick, because I want to see what our potential is. Our potential is just limitless. So let's see what we can do, what we can create. Let's put all these wonderful minds together, our souls together, and see what we can create. Godspeed for all of us, and God love you, and I will talk to you later. Lori out.